Hello and welcome to TC Josh. My name is Logan Zero, and we're back at it again, once again, with some Union Arena. And today, I just wanted to go over, some cards for both the Hunter x Hunter and Bleach sets that you should probably keep an eye out for. Obviously, this isn't a draft. The format's not a draft. It's kind of, you just get 5 packs. You play every card in the pack as long as you do not pull an action point, which will look like any of these for the Bleach side. And for the Hunter x Hunter side, they'll look like these. So yeah, these cards do not have to be played. You can take them out of your deck. It'll be 1 card less, and maybe better off, maybe worse off for it. Who knows? But that's not the point of this. So just want to go over some cards with unique abilities and cards that you should kind of like keep an eye on because they have effects that aren't relevant, especially for this format, and some that are really relevant for the format. Like, we'll just go with this. Okay, a site's probably not going to get too many of them. I believe most of the sites on not fishing rod, most of the sites are uncommons, so you're probably not going to see too many of them. It's not a bad card though, especially if your opponent does have one. You get to remove it. Pretty good. Very useful card, especially if they have like Whale Island. They're getting extra energy, or risky dice, stuff like that, so you can just remove them. Cards that look through your deck, usually really good. 7 cards is quite a lot though, and the fact that you're going to be throwing away 7 cards that could be cards that you absolutely need, I'd probably say not the best in pre-release format. Cards that require 1 less energy when your opponent has a purple or green card in your field, absolutely great for this format because there's going to be so many different colors that you're going to be playing against that you're probably going to have this trigger all the time. So this is almost always going to be a 2 energy instead of a 3 energy, and producing 2 energy, awesome, especially at a 2. This I put down here because there's a lot of text here, so you activate it on the turn after you play it because you can't play it active. You switch it to resting, and then you sideline the card. You have to follow that whole text, so that way the card ends up going to the grave, and then you can add a card to your hand that is a specified slot. Just wanted to clarify this because I did have some people asking that at my super pre-release. Nullify Impact. This was Impact Negate. I like Impact Negate better than Nullify Impact, but not going to see too much of this, but always good to kind of like at least keep this in the back line just in case your opponent does have some. Another Switch to Resting, look at the top card. This I think will be a really good card just because you can even only activate it once, right, in your energy line, promote it to your front line, and just use it as like a swing. And there are some cards in purple Hunter x Hunter that can pop this card, so you can check the card underneath. I think it's just a pretty unique, kind of useful card to just add stuff whenever you need to, or whenever you can get it. On play, draw cards, and pseudo removal cards, because he does have the removal effect. He's also a color trigger, so 2 very good things. You're definitely going to want to add as many color trigger cards as you can, special trigger and final trigger also. Most of them are in rare slots, so harder to get, but if you get them, you're definitely going to want to always hope you have it either in your life or, draw it. Here's a really good site that you definitely want to get out of your opponent's hand because it generates 2 energy. On play, they get to draw a card, and they get to have a maximum hand size of 15, which is kind of insane. I believe that this text rule still applies to the card, though. Actually, no, it's not going to, because even in the specified rules, you can, play it however many you want. Another really good card. It's a site, Risky Dice. Another pseudo removal card. Pretty good. I like it. Definitely a card you're going to want to have on the field as often as you can. Another unique kind of card that you're not going to see too often, and probably won't see play after this, but is a pretty decent card. Maybe you'll see it in the specified slot since they did buff the deck a little bit, but we'll see. Get to just take a rated card on your field or your opponent's field. Just take the top card, place in the sideline, draw a card. Really good pseudo removal, for there's They're like Gones or who's another Killua, Hisoka, uh, Chio, Lumi, all that stuff. You know, pretty good removal, pseudo removal cards. Unique things like Wind Sideline, you know, popped, destroyed cards, you get to add a draw card. This is a pretty crazy effect to make it so that if you have a turn 2 play where you can get double damage, and you just make it their chump blocker can't do anything, really good card. Like this guy's a 2 damage, you know, if they don't have anything in the front, you're able to move stuff. You have 2 fishing rods for whatever reason. You pop 2 things, then they have one more other guy. You can, and you have this guy out already. Bam! You got yourself double damage at 5k. Really good. Another color require less energy for playing it. Also a great card. This card really cool because of the snipe effect. So snipe lets you actually target a character. So trashing 2 cards to swing at a character that's active, I think is going to be really good if you pull this. Super good card. Try to get it out. Remember, if you can, lay it in your back line, so that way next turn you can actually use its effect to swing over something, just so that way everyone remembers. Try and do that if you at all possible, because otherwise they're going to remove this card if they have the option to do it. Another pseudo removal card, really good though, because you just have it in your front line, like move it up and you're like, man, do I want to swing with it? Maybe you get a swing or 2 out of it. Since it's 35, it's a pretty big swing, and as soon as they put something out, if they don't remove him, he can remove them. 4k is really the maximum that I think everything in this set besides the Hisoka, I think there's only one Hisoka that's 5k, so everything else are pretty much on the table to get popped. You're always going to want to look for these. Hopefully you pull some as just great final triggers. Put as many as you can in. Final triggers, remember, you can have as many as you want. There is no limit to 4 in this format. This card I think is crazy for the game, just because if at any point they like destroy one of your raid Gones or Killuas or whoever, and you have another one, you have this, you just add the raid card back and just raid bag on top of it. Really good card, really nice to see. Another 2 energy because of blue purple on the field. This Kurapika I think is a bait card. Don't play it. I would say just keep it as like your very last line of defense kind of thing, because the impact one is great, but he only gains snipe for the turn, and I don't like that because it's just like kind of not good. He's a 5k. He can't remove by that card, but it's a 7, and that is such a huge number to get to, because you need 3 2s and a 1 in order to get enough energy out. I just don't think it's worth it. So if you get it, if you can play it, cool. If you can't and you need to trash a card, this would be the card I'm trashing personally. 7 energy, you're never getting there. Honestly, it's going to be so hard. Another look at the top 4 cards. Reveal any character, just a character. So keep that in mind. Not looking for a green. Any character. The real card has 1 AP cost, and you have the required energy. You can play it or instead to active or raid on it, and instead of adding it to your hand. Really good card. I think this could be such a good tempo card if you have it. You know, super good. Watch out for it. Step, also a thing people need to remember during your movement step. You can push cards forward and you can bring cards back simultaneously, so this card can bring back to the energy line while you're moving other cards up front. Hunter License, always a great card. Fishing Rod, removal, you needed. And this card to give your Kurapika snipe, really cool, especially because you can make him, I mean, if you have the raid Kurapika out, you can make him an 8k with snipe. So he has 2 turns with it, so he's an 8k. Swinging at snipe and everything. But those are just some cards that I kind of wanted to talk about, so that way people could see a little bit of we didn't see this card. This one gets to play a card from your sideline, rested or raid with it. Another good card to kind of like bring back raided cards if you have them. But yeah, it's a rare, not going to see it too often. just wanted to kind of touch on some of those cards. Also, remember, best of one format, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, depending on your store and everything. You're going to play all the cards together. The decks aren't going to feel very cohesive, but also remember that if you have a character that is a raid character, like say you had this Gone and you have a raid Gone that's green, you can't raid onto it. Color doesn't matter, energy color doesn't matter. I'll add the rules into the comment section if you want to take a look at them. Yeah. Bleach, kind of more the same. That's why there's not as many cards. Same kind of thing. You're kind of looking for characters that have kind of unique effects to play and keep the cards that are harder to kind of get anything off of it in your hand is like fodder. That's what I personally am going to be doing, because it's like, this is a good card. Really hard to get most of his stuff to go off, and this triggering, like, oh, they triggered effect. If they trigger an effect, it's probably gonna die. So, and a lot of the times they don't even have to activate the trigger, you know, so not gonna really get anything out of it. And then if you have less cards in your opponent's hand, that's a good removal effect, but it's 5. It's kind of hard to generate a lot of energy if you don't get a lot of 2 costs, because you need at least 1 2 cost on the board to be able to do it. This is a cool card. I like it. Also, it's a color trigger. Is it uncommon? I kind of like this card a lot. Just get to rest a card, it can't activate, but also reveals the top card of the deck. You can place it on their deck or in the sideline. You all of a sudden you hit a raid card that you just don't want them to have, throw in the trash. Really cool. I like it. This is another pseudo removal. Remove the rated top card or a 2000 BP character. I think that this Renji will be really good just because he has this activate effect. So even if you don't raid onto him, you can still activate the activate effect because it is above the raid text box. So you can do this anytime you want. Just pay an action point, gets 2 damage, just so you guys know, so that way if you move something, not have anything to block, you can just give himself 2 damage any turn that you have an extra AP to pay, just so you can remember that you have that. Again, resting, switch, sideline this card, add a purple card. Kind of a little bit of a nerf compared to the other one that lets you just add any card. This one, just add a purple card. This, I think, will be good, but also you have to have each go out. There's quite a few Ichigos, but all of them, I believe, in purple. I don't know how the packs are set up either, where if you're guaranteed purple cards or not. Because I know in Lorcana that they have 1 of each color for commons, and then 3 different colors of uncommons and rare and all that stuff. I don't know how these packs come out and how they're set up. Haven't been able to find that kind of thing. This is a crazy card, I think, if you can get the raid off the Hitsugaya, because being able to rest a card and then, you know, suspend their entire energy line so their energy line can't activate anything, really good. And because 13 court guards is also in purple as well as green, I think that this effect could get off very easily, personally. So definitely a card to watch out for if you're playing in the Hunter x Hunter or in the Bleach setting. Remember that this is a card, and you kind of don't want to have too many activate effects in your energy line, just so you don't have to worry about that card. But yeah, a lot of great cards in this set, a lot of great things to look out for, and I can't wait to have a lot of fun playing both of these decks and building decks for everybody. I have a couple of decks I'm gonna show off here soon, 2 different purple ones, but I just want to go over this first so everybody who kind of wanted to take a look at some of the cards for Bleach and Hunter x Hunter could kind of see what's going on, what are kind of some of the cards that you need to look out for. And also remember to keep an eye on the action point cost for cards, so your opponent doesn't get away with activating a card like Neon, getting add a card and not having to pay the 2 action points. Just kind of remember that. Everybody is new to this game. I don't think anybody's going to be doing this maliciously, personally, but just remember that some cards have 2 cost action points instead of 1. Just for peace of mind, remember that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are going to have so much fun come Friday. I'm going to probably do at least some pack opening videos or some shorts at my locals. Maybe I'll take a picture of my final board when I'm playing some matches, and maybe I'll come home and stream a couple matches, make some videos of my pre-release deck, show you guys what I got. But until next time, keep collecting shiny cardboards, keep collecting shiny cards. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed these videos, and I will